They had MC Olumo, who was killing for it. Now they have brought out Sunday Igboho, who is going to be willing to kill for it.
Aku dédé àsìkò ìjáre ní gbogbo ibikíbi tàbá tuntun láǹfààní láti máa wo ìkànnì yìí. Benjamin Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwapamẹ́rin lórúkọ mi. Tó bá yẹ pé first time títí ní eléyìí tẹ́ máa darapọ̀ mọ́ ìkànnì lọ́fàṣẹ́ náà sì lè já sí ẹ bá subscribe sí ẹ̀wẹ̀gbẹ́ rẹ̀ ọ̀hún ẹ̀rọ máa kọ̀ọ̀kan níbẹ̀. Tọ́ lè bá máa pè ní notification bell ẹ bá wa tẹ̀ tán kọ́ yóò option mẹ́ta kan wá tí ń bẹ lókè òun kẹ́ mú option A lí àti lí. Tọ́ lè bá máa pè ní option all nǹkan bá wa tẹ̀ bá ti tẹ̀ tán èèyàn dára ẹ̀ láǹfààní láti máa wo ìkànnì yìí ní gbogbo àtàwọn ìtọ́ bá ti jáde.
They had MC Olumo, who was killing for it. Now they have brought out Sunday Igboho, who is going to be willing to kill for it. Anybody who is not willing to die for his mandate is not worth voting for in any election, even if it is class captain. Because there's nowhere in the world that power is given to people on the platter of gold. You have to, you ask for it, you fight for it, you either live or die for it. That's the nature of power. You see, the problem with the defense of the votes last time was that, and I'll give it to every one of you who were involved in that, you were ready to give your life, but your leaders were not willing to do anything. And without leadership, you cannot achieve victory of that dimension. Not a single hand was raised. I even volunteered, and I'm saying this, you can ask Dele Farotimi, that if the person who claimed to win that vote is willing to lead the protest, I will go out and be part of it. But I'm not going to lead your protest for you so that you can mock me by going to a meeting with the people who are taking the mantle from you. And talking about Abiola again, the only reason why we followed Abiola was because Abiola was willing to die for his mandate, and he did die for his mandate. Anybody who is not willing to die for his mandate is not worth voting for in any election, even if it is class captain. Because there's nowhere in the world that power is given to people on the platter of gold. You have to, you ask for it, you fight for it, you either live or die for it. That's the nature of power. And the people you are dealing with were ready to kill for it. True. They had MC Olumo, who was killing for it. Now they have brought out Sunday Igboho, who is going to be willing to kill for it. So you must have people on your own side too who are willing to die for it. And then it will be 0-0, as they say, goalless draw.
Okay, sir, from your speech,
yes.
So you admit that Peter Obi won the election, but he didn't fight for it. Is that what
if you can't fight for something, how can you declare you want something that you can't fight for? That was the problem. He didn't stand up to even tell anybody that he won. There's nowhere today, apart from asking you guys to look at the judiciary. I'm just coming from the judiciary. You can look at the judiciary all you want. The best thing that can happen to your eyes is they will catch Apollo. That's all. But if the judiciary knows that there's war outside, they will rule according to the wish of the people.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, TDK.
And listen to me properly. You are going to die anyways. Yes. So you better choose something to die for. That will make you even proud when you are dying. That I chose to die for something. It's a matter of time, and I mean time. If things keep going the way it is, that you start dying for nothing. When you talk about protests, if a protest is unsuccessful, it is because there are not enough people who are participating in the protest. If a protest wants to be successful, just let everybody leave whatever they are doing. Go out. A protest done by everybody on the same day is called a revolution. Yes. But if you are still in doubt that whether somebody will carry on after you die or not, you are not ready. All these things you call protests are not protests. Some of the protests we are even talking about are organized by our enemies to make us feel that they have opposition. But the kind of protest we need is a protest of everybody. Look at the number of people in this country, in this room, who are listening to beautiful speech. If you step out of the streets just to walk to the next bus stop, the country will start shaking. There are not less than 200 people in this room. But if we call for a protest now, half of you will be preaching to half, not to go out. And you are wondering why protests don't succeed. We must all agree that to get and take back our country, we must be willing to put our boots on the ground. And when that happens, there is nobody, and I can tell you categorically because I've been in small and big protests before, that nobody will wait and want to know what 100,000 people are going to do if they are all marching in Abuja. You all saw it. At least you have tested protests through NSAS. The reason why NSAS failed, I keep telling you, is that we had the wrong set of leaders for NSAS who weren't willing to die. They were more interested in the publicity. Otherwise, we were just a few weeks or steps from the Aso Rock itself. Soldiers were already removing their uniform in this Abuja. Governors were calling that their policemen were no longer reporting to duty. People had already started to immerse themselves in the future. But then you had people who were having conversation on the ground. We should not lie about it, with Dangote and the rest of them on Zoom discussing how to end the protest. And that they didn't want a revolution, they only wanted the end of police brutality. Did the people participate in it because of police brutality? You know? The reason why NSAS was successful is because people were tired of the Buhari regime. Simple. But we allowed that to fade away, and we are still here debating. When we are radio, my brother, these people will run away.
Okay, sir.
You have only 10,000 public officials in Nigeria. You have 200 million people who are afraid of 10,000 people. It doesn't make any sense.
Thanks. Hello.
He doesn't even have a political party. That's the truth. Because the ADC that he was lured into, they are mostly, the ADC is owned 100% by Atiku. And the only available position there is the vice presidency, which I heard Amechi has already taken. Is there a second vice president for the South in the ADC? But that's not the issue. What I keep telling people is that there is alliance of the old. The only alliance we have not created is the alliance of the new, of the oppressed. Because a lot of you are still distanced from politics. Politics to you still looks like something done by dirty people and should be left for dirty people. You are only part of the conversation about politics and leadership. You have not inserted and immersed yourself ambitiously into politics. The reason I'm saying so is that you go and review your participation in 2022, which is what most of you claim credit for. You joined the Labour Party. Some of you didn't join. You invested your time, your energy. Some of you invested your lives. What did it produce? Senators that were in Labour Party who are now in APC. House of Rep members that are in Labour Party who are now in APC. So there's a place for ideological purity. If the people you presented in 2022 and 2023, who became your senators and House of Rep members, were ideologically aligned with your own aspirations, they will not be in APC today. They would have been the bedrock of the people we can rely upon to help us fight for electoral integrity in the House, in the Senate. But how many of them are still with you today? None. Not a single one. Even Alex Otti, that is still in Labour Party, is closer to Tinubu than the man in Imo. They are friends. I think he's only staying in Labour Party waiting to see, because I'm telling you this because Alex Otti is my friend, personal friend. But I don't meet anybody who is in power at the moment. I let them do what they have to do. And just accept that lack of ideological purity in your perception, participation in party politics will always rob you of the opportunity, and will only create opportunists that will exploit your sweat, your efforts and energy and squander them, which is what has happened to the Labour Party. Ask yourself, what happened to your Labour Party? Are you still in charge of your Labour Party? Can you recognize Labour Party today if you see it? But were you not the guys who were telling us that if we don't join Labour Party in 2022 and 2023 that we have committed heresy in this country? Are you not the ones?